Huh? Dude. All right, welcome to DevOps Days Kansas City. Wait, I didn't hear that. Welcome to DevOps Days Kansas City. Did you know that there's startups working in this building, long hours, they haven't had their coffee yet, and they need a wake-up call? So we're going to do that one more time. Welcome to DevOps Days Kansas City. My name is Blythe, and I'm excited to kick this off today. So our theme for this year is collide, collaborate, and commit. We've had a lot of discussion this year as organizers about the phases of the DevOps journey, and we feel like there's a collide phase, that initial phase where you're interacting with a team that organizationally has been separated from you for whatever reason. So initially you have different goals and you butt heads. The next phase is where you collaborate. Here you start working together towards that common goal, until you reach that shared understanding and start committing together. So you're committing to shared goals. You're committing in Git, which is a shared repository. And you're committing to each other and building that trust. So who here is at DevOps Days for the first time?
Yeah!
Quite a few hands. Who has been here at least 1 year? Oh, yeah. Keep them up. How about 2 years? How about 3 years? Still got some hands up? Who's been here all the years? Awesome. Nice work. As a community, we started getting together to talk about DevOps in Kansas City in 2013. Adam Jacob, the creator of Chef, spoke at our first meetup, and Chef continues to be an awesome sponsor to this day. Applause. In 2016, we had our first conference with around 200 people in a small theater. Since then, we've had amazing experiences all around town. And we're back here today at Plexpod Westport Commons. Over the 4 years, we've had over 100 different speakers, a great mix from coast to coast and everywhere in between. We've had everything from a high school student to a PhD. Everything from an intern to a CEO. We've had first-time speakers to seasoned speakers who are on the speaking circuit. All contributing different views that can help make your Kansas City company stronger. The community continues to grow, and this year we had similar growth to what we saw last year. Close. This is likely why we saw so many new hands when we got started earlier. So to be part of our community, there's a lot of ways you can get connected. You can join our Slack at slack.devopskc.com. The videos from today will be posted on YouTube, and you can find those videos at videos.devopskc.com. And you can join us at future meetups. And you can find our meetup at, oddly enough, meetup.devopskc.com. So DevOps is a hybrid word that mashes together two ideas: dev for developers and ops for operations. It got its start when Patrick Dubois decided to hold a conference in Ghent, Belgium in 2009. Since then, there's been over 300 conferences worldwide, all created by local volunteer organizers like this one. Each city is a separate entity, but we're all connected by this DevOps movement. So the tools and technologies continue to evolve. Phones that navigate are now ubiquitous, but they were new in 2009, as was the Android, or app stores. In 2009, the iPhone 3G came out, and an iPad wasn't even a thing until 2010. The first block of Bitcoin was established in 2009, and now it's just assumed that an action movie is going to have a 3D option when you go and buy a ticket. So Wikipedia shows that we've gone from 26% of the world using the internet in 2009 to now nearly half of the world. In the US alone, we've gone from 63% to 81%. The number of Facebook users is over 7 times now what it was in 2009. Chances are at your work, you have some number that's growing immensely like this. When I worked at Cerner, it was the number of hospitals, or the number of beds, or the number of patients. And you're likely being expected to do more, likely in less time. So the existing or old way of doing things isn't going to continue to work. According to Strategy Analytics, there's 25 billion devices connected to the internet. The population of the world is 7.5 billion, or less than a third of the number of devices that we have connected to the internet. This growth is mind-boggling. Since 2010, not 2009 because there's not data for this, the World Bank shows that we have exponential growth in the number of servers in the world. Okay, a couple nights ago, Dustin and I are talking about how to show graphs over time for this presentation. Here. And he shows me this amazing article of graphs from Ray Kurzweil. And this graph is on Wikipedia. So this is the last 120 years. And we have calculations per second on the left. And about in the middle, in 1960 or so, we get to 1 calculation per second. Before that, it takes well over a second to do a single calculation. So you add the 4, carry the 3, whatever. You can see this calculation that I'm doing in my head takes longer than a second, right? After 1960, we're doing multiple calculations in a second. And things skyrocket when we get to that integrated circuit that's inside of your MacBook Pro or Dell or whatever you're using. But the scale here is logarithmic. So this mostly looks linear, right? Enhance. That was cool. That was a voice controller. It was just my clicker. So a logarithmic function looks like this on a linear scale. Wow, right? What's up, 1960? Do you even calculator? Does anyone remember their teacher as kids saying, it's not like you're going to carry a calculator with you everywhere? What's up now, Miss Johnson? And that's not even the crazy part. As humans, we have this really myopic view of the present. And things are moving faster than we've ever seen before. So this is really tough to extrapolate what's going on. Enhance. Yeah, just click it again. It's never going to get old for me. You probably like it too. That's all right. So if we project out 10 years, look what happens to 2018. This is known as Kurzweil's law. Really, what's happening here is just exponential growth. But look at the scale before I go back. We're going from 0 to 200 here. Okay, so now the scale on the right is from 0 to 6. And now we're looking at it from 0 to 200. So when we extrapolate out to 2028. So another example, and forgive me for harping on this, however, this is really hard for a human mind to comprehend. But I feel like it's really, really important to what we're looking at in the next 10 years. Because really smart people get this wrong. We have to think about things in the terms of acceleration instead of just velocity. People expect that the rate that things are moving right now are the rate that things are going to move in the future. So 7.5 years into the 14-year Human Genomic Project, researchers had only completed 1% of the mapping. Many people projected it's going to take well over 100 more years to get this done, right? So let's do the velocity math, right? We're at 1% in 7 years, so it's going to take us, let's see, 7 times 100, 700 years to get the Human Genomics Project done. Kurzweil said, nah, we're halfway there because we're to 1%. Because, well, math, right? 2 to the 7th power is 128. So So getting to 1% is the hard part, and things start doubling from there. We have that doubling effect. We go from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 16, 32, 64, and now we're at 128. In case you were wondering how that turned out, the Human Genome Project was finished in its 14 years, even being only 1% done halfway through. So as you go through this conference, I want you to remember the great words of Wayne Gretzky, skate to where the puck is going to be. Wait, not that one. Michael. I want you to open up your mind to where your business and technology is going and how you are going to get there. We have some great speakers that plan to share some awesome thoughts with you, so I want you to be receptive and not just take them in with where you are now, but take them in with the thought of where the acceleration is going. So where's the program? The program's on the website at DevOpsDays KC.org, and you click on Program. We have a packed day today, but we've also built in breaks. So I want you to connect with people throughout the day and talk about the great ideas that we're all covering here. For the morning, we have a couple talks and then a break. I want you to go down and see the sponsors. We've got Waypoint Coffee down there. And then we've got another couple talks. So this is fairly standard morning. I've learned that feedback is a gift. So please fill out a short survey for each speaker as they finish. You can find this at feedback.devopskc.com. Next, we have the all-important lunch. We have Joe's Kansas City Barbecue, Kansas City favorite. For our friends from out of town, this is the barbecue that's in a gas station that people line up around the block for. For the vegetarians and vegans, we have an option from Cafe Gratitude that I'm told is excellent. And we have an hour and a half for lunch today, so take your time. Lunch will be across the way where you did registration this morning. And it's sponsored by Equipment Share. Applause. After lunch, we want you back here at 1:30 so we can get to another crowd favorite of Ignites. Ignites are rapid fire talks, and the slides are going to auto advance. And we're going to need a couple of volunteers to do Ignite karaoke. If you haven't seen Ignite karaoke yet, you're in for a treat. From 2:30 to 4:30, we have, that's when our workshops will be held. In a recent email, we announced the electronic sign-up for the workshops, and they tell me that they're full. But you can check the sign-up Genius link for yourself. What's that? Oh, they're not full. So you should go here and sign up. If you don't happen to get into the workshop that you want to get into, I want you to queue up outside of the classrooms in the hallways, and it's going to be up to the discretion of the facilitator on whether or not they fill the rest of the seats in the room or if they take on more seats than what we initially had. So just be kind and courteous and orderly, and we will get all of those filled. In addition to the workshops, we're going to have some awesome talks going on right in this room at the same time. We also have an evening event tonight at No Other Pub. And this is going to be a ways across town, so make some smart decisions and work together to make sure that you use Uber or Lyft and you have a proper driver. CJ is going to be telling you more about this later on in a break. Open spaces are a really important part of DevOps Days. So take notes throughout the day, because tomorrow morning you're going to get the opportunity to chat with other people that want to talk about the same topics that you want to talk about. So throughout the day, please put your ideas on the open space easels, which is our marketplace. There should be one, I think, at the top of the stairs here. There should be one downstairs in the sponsor area, and I believe there will be one in the building over there where we're eating lunch. This is where we're going to turn the entire conference over to you. Self-organizing. And for open spaces, there is one law, and that's the law of mobility. You should have a foot of passion and a foot of responsibility. In practical terms, the law states that if you're neither contributing nor getting value, then you should go to somewhere else where you can. This isn't like the meetings at work where you're in the meeting and you're like, I really shouldn't be here, but it's rude to leave. We expect you to leave. Go to where you can make the most contributions. Scene Merch will be doing shirts again this year. Applause. This is an incredible local company, and these are the best shirts we've had yet. You have choices on the colors and designs. It's the room right over here, 1B, where they will be doing the shirts. They make them on site here based on the decisions that you make. Now is a good time to mention that on the website there's a map, so you can see t-shirts in 1B. And this will tell you where the workshops and everything are. If you click on this, this is a PDF and it has all the floors in the building. If you are hiring or looking for a job, we have these bands that you should have got for at the registration. We also have a job posting channel in Slack. Some of my favorite stories from DevOps Days is hearing about connections that have made people find jobs that make them happier. And we've had a number of those stories. So make sure that you're open to networking. You never know what's going to happen. And a huge, huge, huge thank you to our organizers. We started planning these 2 days over 10 months ago. Over that time, we've made hundreds of decisions together. These people are amazing. If you see them, please tell them thank you. We all have other jobs and do the setting up of this event as volunteers. So please be patient with us. We're still learning and growing, the same as you. If something's not right, we want to know about it, and we want to try to make it right as soon as we can. And a huge thank you to all of our sponsors. Cool. Please take time to see them downstairs. At least one of the stories I've heard about someone getting a new job is from interaction with the sponsors at this conference. Beyond that, they also have many tools that may make your life better. So a big part of DevOps is about happiness and making your life more fulfilled with the tools that we use. So sometimes those tools can cut out a lot of garbage for you. And they likely have things to give you, like swag. So go ahead and see them downstairs. So without all of our amazing sponsors, none of this would be possible. We have a code of conduct that we take very seriously. It's posted outside. It is on the website. We expect everyone to behave in a professional manner at the conference. We have an anonymous hotline. If you see a code of conduct violation, you can use this to make a call. You can also email conduct@DevOpsDaysKC.org, and we have people looking at that, and that's going to be monitored. Also tell any organizer, we all have these talkies, and we're all connected, so we have people that are ready to mediate if there's any type of problem. At this point, I'm going to ask you to please silence your cell phones and get ready because we have some awesome content to go on.